I, Indy Saggu, with my film crew, take you from the largest expos to the smallest outings to ask and answer one simple question. Is it worth the experience? Today is Batman Day and also Oz Comic Con here at Glebe Island. So I pre-booked the ticket for $30. Now we just need to ask and answer one simple question. Is it worth the experience? Let's find out. We're here with Dave from the Nerd Cave. How are you, sir? You alright?
Pretty good, how about you?
Well, not too bad, not too bad. So, can you tell me a bit of history regarding the Nerd Cave? How did it come about?
So, it may not be believable, but it is. I promise you it's the truth. When I was a young boy, I watched the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film, the original live-action one.
Classic.
You know the one? Okay. There's a bit when they're training the foot soldiers, the little kids though,
right, yeah.
And they have this amazing place with games. There's a lot of gambling and smoking going on. There's none of that in the Nerd Cave.
That's right.
But the dream was to recreate that environment, a place where you can come in, hang out, play games, and just generally have a good time.
Fantastic. And so you've taken that inspiration and then made it into
reality.
So where can people find the Nerd Cave?
We're in Surrey Hills, right next to Central Station. Like literally next to Central Station. I hear trains all day, no. But it is right next to Central Station. Yeah.
And so what can one do upon entering the Nerd Cave?
So we have a bunch of community kind of events. So we do movie nights, we do board game nights, stuff like that. We also have gameplay sessions, so you can come and watch people play games. We have consoles, we've got arcade machines, we've got board games, literally everything.
So you have competitions as well?
Competitions every week of all different kinds. Depends on what you're looking for. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for everything.
Everything at the same time.
That's it.
Yeah,
so,
every week.
So as well as digital games and things, you also obviously have analog as well.
Board games as well, that's absolutely right. And heaps of card games.
So how many would you have in regards to board games?
Last time we counted, maybe about 300 odd board games in the library. It's a very large library.
Wow. And you'd say that they all get a good game out of them?
Absolutely, yeah. Right. We keep the best, only the best of the best.
That's brilliant. No, that honestly is brilliant. So you're here now, today at Comic Con.
That's it.
Would it be here tomorrow? And would you plan on going on to any other exhibitions as well?
Both days. I think we're looking at RTX, which is a new one. I'm not 100% sure what we're going to be doing there yet. But
I think it's in January, I think.
Yes, it's in January, yeah. And possibly PAX, but I'm not 100% sure what's going on with that yet.
Brilliant. Yeah. Brilliant. Fantastic. Well, anyways, thank you very much, Dave.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise, take care.
Perfect beard.
Thank you. Oh, you. going to ask them a couple of questions. So guys, if you'd let me know one by one who you are for the people at home.
I'm Mr. Incredible from The Incredibles.
Tula Aquagirl from Young Justice. Zatanna from Young Justice. Miss Martian from Young Justice.
Fantastic, fantastic. So just let's get started. So what was your history in regards to getting all cosplayed up? Like, is it a hobby or is it something that you wanted to do professionally at all?
I started this 10 years ago and I can't remember why.
Pretty much the same. 10 years ago, 2006, started, and it just kept going. It's just a hobby.
I started going to conventions in 2006, and then I started cosplaying about 2008 and just never stopped. It's too much fun and lots of my friends do it, so.
I've always loved pop culture, comic books, anime, animated movies, movies in particular as well. Just the whole sort of nerd geek fandom I was always a big fan of, and I thought why not go to the next level and start dressing up as these characters, so then I did.
Why not, why not? So your current costumes today, is there a certain reason why you've chosen them? Or?
Because I'm fat.
I did this one to join the group.
Zanata is a magician, so she casts her spell by saying what she wants to make happen backwards. So she would say fire backwards if she wanted to make fire. That's how she does her actual magic. And yeah, I chose this one today because I did her last year and I was talking with Sophie at Smash in August, and she said that she was making a Young Justice League group and she asked me to cosplay her and I said yes.
I'm a really big Young Justice fan, and I thought why not get a whole bunch of people together, which unfortunately we only sort of managed a small group this time, but I know that next time we can get a couple more people involved. But it's something that I really like, and obviously it has quite a big fan base. Unfortunately it was cancelled, but it's nice to bring some of the characters to life ourselves, and I already knew that she did a Zatanna last year, and I sort of roped her into doing a cosplay together, so that's why we're here today.
Fantastic, fantastic. So any news for the future? Have you ever thought about the next event or the next cosplay you guys will be doing?
I'm hoping to do Professor Crow from Ruby in January.
For people that don't know, can you tell us more about who that character is?
There's not much known about him yet. He's the uncle of Ruby Rose, side-fielding witch to protect the people pretty much.
Tomorrow I'm actually cosplaying the Gentleman Gambit from X-Men. So I've done the costume in the past, and I'm just bringing it out for a quick simple one. I'm going to be remaking it with latex for Brisbane Supermobile this year. So we're going to have the proper latex mask and bodysuit. It's going to be fun.
Did you have your own robes with you as well?
At Brisbane Nova I will have a Gentleman robe. Tomorrow I have a Gentleman Jubilee. Yes. I get all the boys.
Of course.
So I plan my cosplays pretty much a year in advance. So next year's already booked out for me, but the one that I'm really excited to do is Beast from Beauty and the Beast, because I get to do prosthetics and make his claws, do the fur hood, make his horns, his teeth, and like make his nose and stuff like that.
I have so many future cosplays planned, but I think for a little while I'm just going to be redoing some of the ones that I've already done. I'll actually, for a future cosplay, I'm doing Marty McFly from Back to the Future Part 2. So because it's 2015, I thought that I would dress up in his 2015 outfit, which would get a lot of the really die-hard fans quite excited. I'm a very, very big fan myself, so...
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, guys. Thanks for having a chat. And we hope to see you at future events.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
guys, I'm here with Courtney from the Australian College of Makeup and Special Effects. Hi Courtney, how are you today?
Good, I'm good.
Fantastic. So today you've been working on a subject that you've got here.
Yeah,
And what's the project that you've been working on?
yeah. So I'm doing a special effects demonstration. My character is called Penny Gwyn. She's an invented character, but she is the daughter of the Penguin from Batman. So based mostly on Danny DeVito's Penguin from the 1992 film. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So just with regards to your background, when did you get started at the actual the college itself?
Yeah, so I graduated from ACMUSE in 2013. So I did 2 years. I did the Cert 4 and then the diploma. And the diploma was amazing. It was solely special effects. Yeah.
So being a graduate,
Yeah.
have you ever thought about going to the movie business and stuff?
Yeah, so I've been working in film and TV and doing demonstrations. I also enter quite a few competitions. So this character was invented for the face-to-face competition, which I recently was lucky to get first place.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you mentioned you were involved in television.
Yeah.
Could you possibly tell us what you were involved in?
Yeah, so I do a lot of attachment work, lots of short films, music videos, commercials, that kind of thing. Prosthetics are great if there's any blood, or also if there's any aging. I really find aging really interesting. So at ACMUSE I was able to learn the sculpting, the molding process for prosthetics, as well as the applying. So you can see some of the graduates' work up here as well. Yeah.
So what's the most intensive project you've ever had?
It's probably, I did an aging piece, turning a 20-year-old into a 90-year-old. So yeah.
And how long did that take? You know?
A long time. It's a lot of preparation. So you do a live cast of your actual model, and then you sculpt off them and you make the molds off the pieces. So I had 5 separate prosthetic pieces. You know, the forehead and the sagging, you know, just like all of the wrinkles and texture of an old person.
So it's almost basically almost like a biology lesson as well. Where
It is, yeah. You learn a lot about the body and where muscles are placed and the movement. Even aliens and things, they need to be able to work, like their limbs and anything on their head. If they've got big ears, they need to be functional within the rest of their skull. Yeah.
So any projects for the future at all? Have you got any ideas of what you might want to do in the future?
Yeah, I'm continuing working on film in special effects and things. But we are here tomorrow as well. There'll be a special effects demonstration by one of our tutors, Alistair. This will be a Tomb Raider demonstration, and I think another one of the graduates is coming in as well.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Courtney, and
You're welcome.
good luck for the future.
Thank you.
Take care. I'm here with author at large, Kynan Waterford. Hello Kynan, how are you?
Hello, very good.
That's good. So today you're here to promote and sell two of your books that you've got so far, Pluto and Jupiter. Can you tell me a little bit about the background of each novel?
Well, starting with Jupiter, it's basically set into a future where they've colonised Jupiter. There's billions of people there now, but it was corporations that got there first.
Right.
So they built all the infrastructure and they own everything there. So in a way, they kind of own the people.
Right.
So on the front of the cover, there's a thing called an energy sump, which is a basically city-sized ship that cruises through the atmosphere and processes the hydrogen for energy. Now there's some people that believe as it's going through and sucking up the hydrogen, it's also sucking up indigenous energy beings called hev angels and killing them. But the only problem is you can only actually see these hev angels if you take a hallucinatory drug called lifeless. So of course, the corporations that own everything don't believe they exist, and those people are considered terrorists. So one of the main characters is considered the most dangerous man in the solar system, and his goal is to take these energy sumps down. And he's just been captured aboard the Golgotha, which is one of the energy sumps, and that's where the story begins.
I see. So you've got two books out now.
Yes.
What was your inspiration to start writing in the first place?
I actually was at a party with some friends, and we were talking about writing books, and they were saying how they'd actually love to write some books, and I thought, yeah, I reckon that would be kind of cool. And I had this really crazy dream one night where I was in a huge city at the top of a big building, and it was all pockmarked with these acid scars, and there was a being there, and I reached out to the being, and we kind of touched, and I got this really big emotional reaction. So I woke up just going, whoa, and I wrote the idea down, and that's actually where my first book came from. So I wrote 3 books in a series out of that, and I went back to my first book and realised how much better I'd gotten just by writing for that long. So I edited through that book about 20 times, and I just never got to a point where I was happy with it. So I just put that aside and said, screw that, I'm going to start again, and that's where Jupiter started. I was just wanting to have a bit of fun, but it turned out to be a really good book. So went on to Pluto. I've also written Mars, which is coming out next year, and yeah, went from there.
So I think we have 8 or 9 planets now. I can really tell that.
Yes.
Do you just choose them at random, or?
I usually choose them based on when I've got a really good idea for the book. So obviously Jupiter, the planet Jupiter is just so amazing. It's huge, it's mysterious. So I thought I just had some really cool ideas for that. So that's what I started with. And then same with Pluto, they said it wasn't a planet anymore. So that inspired me to say, okay, if it's not a planet, what is it? And that's kind of where that story came from. And Mars actually came from an idea that my dad gave me of something called a cosmic flare. So basically a lightning bolt that goes all the way between 2 planets, so from Jupiter to Mars. So that's kind of one of the main premises of Mars. And so I've got some really cool ideas for Earth, so that's going to be the next one. But yeah, it's just about what ideas I happen to have.
Brilliant. So obviously we all know that they're part of the Milky Way.
Yes.
Are all your books based in one universe?
Well, that's interesting. I intentionally, when I start to write a new book, I completely rewrite, say, the history of humanity, of how we got to colonising, northern Jupiter or whatever. So in a sense, they are from different universes. But once I've done them all, I could really put them into the same universe and just say that they're different times of humanity's civilization, because the reality is it's going to be hundreds or even thousands of years between some of them. So, yeah.
Well, Kynan, thank you very much, and good luck in the future.
Yeah, cheers.
Thank you. Alright guys, that's a wrap up of OzComic-Con 2015. My team and I had a great time. The food was reasonable for a convention. The staff did a great job, and the cosplayers were even better. There was one of few things I just need to mention. Basically, the aisles were just a bit narrow in some places, leading to a lot of congestion. But overall, apart from that, it was pretty good. And we hope to see you for the next experience. Cheers. In some areas, the aisles were quite narrow, leading up to the food area, which come on!